Trollcast! FTW Broadcasting here for the win. What's up? It's AWOL. Joining me as always is my boy Danny. And down here in the bottom right hand corner, this is our 2v2. DePro is Pro playing as the red Terran, and his ally is going to be Sabadibadibadibador playing as the blue Protoss. I feel really good about my team this game, Danny. How you feeling about yours?
I don't feel that great about my team, considering that this is a free-for-all. So you might want to check what's on your piece of paper and know what you're talking about. But good stuff there. Looking up here, purple, we have Felix, and the teal Terran is Dr. Doc. And speaking of doctors, we have our FTW Broadcasting's very own Chief Science Officer, Dr. the King of Town, with us today to provide scientific analysis and really let us know what's going on. And he's also going to provide us with today's word of the cast. So, King of Town, take it away.
Well, today's word of the cast is going to be automaton. So, whoever can come up with the funniest comment using the word automaton will win the internet.
How much is the internet worth out on the stock market or whatever?
Well, unfortunately, that data is not available, but some people have made guesses, and it's estimated to be anywhere between $1 and $15.
That's a
Wow.
lot. There's no tab in
15.
Starcraft 2 to determine that, so I guess it is difficult for you to make that kind of analysis.
Well, the trick is that it's all capital gains, which, as everybody knows, we don't tax anymore. So, it's all tax-free, 100% money-back investment.
Wow. My team is doing really well down here at the bottom. I saw them both click the ally button, so it looks like the other two that are in a free-for-all are at quite the disadvantage at this point.
Oh, a 2v1v1. You don't see those very often, so very good. I will say I had no idea anything the King of Town was talking about. We were looking at Felix here with his early expansion. He's going to need it to battle against two different armies, an army of two and an army of one.
Yeah, he absolutely is. It's totally unfair. Doc Ock dropping some early gas with a complete wall off at the front of his base. What is he going to be doing with that gas, as we don't see any add-ons for that Rax? So it looks like he's going double gas.
I can only assume that he's going for some sort of late-game mass battle cruisers, as all the pros do.
They all do indeed. Very, very good. KOT, give us some analysis on some kind of numbers, on some kind of tabs or something like that. You're a scientist.
Well, I've been watching the APM tab here for a few minutes, and at any given moment you'll notice that one player, not necessarily the same player, but one player will have, something like 4 times the amount of all the other players combined. So what this shows is that there's a lot of variability in how quickly they can act. This is probably caused by some kind of space madness, perhaps a virus or some kind of crazy psychological disease.
Wow. That's so deep, dog. Is it only on this map, or does that every map?
Well, we're going to need to do more research to figure that out.
Wow. How much did you smoke before this cast?
I do not use drugs, sir.
He's
Oh,
a doctor, man. He can't use drugs. He's against drugs.
He can just write himself prescriptions. Those aren't drugs. Those are prescriptions.
I need that medicine.
Fair enough. We see some Overlord action here. Trying to check out Sibadibada's base. Seeing double gas being dropped down right on top of there. We're seeing early Cybercore with a boring regular old Zealot coming out and an expansion. This map is, I don't know, I guess it opens people up to where they can expand and then they can defend. This is a pretty wide open gap, though, to defend your main and your expansion, so this would leave people open to early pressure, but it doesn't look like there's any early pressure. The only potential here is Felix.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's really doing anything. It is a free-for-all. Oftentimes you will see a lot of heavy macro in a free-for-all, kind of turtling up and just hoping that your opponents will take each other out, and then you come swarming in with your massive carriers, or void rays, as it were.
Very good. And we're seeing that starport go up right now for Doc Ock. And he's got an early Hellion as well on the harass, so I guess he's been watching the pros, and he sees that if you build a Hellion, you will win.
That's true. Hellions are very, very popular. I'm sure there's a scientific explanation for why they're so popular, King of Town?
Well, this is a pretty simple one, and basically, fire kills things, so fire good.
Professor Lava Hot?
Yes, something like that, but generally you prefer not to warn the individuals you're trying to set on fire.
We see the Hellions trying to deal with those Zerglings right there. He hasn't managed to roast any up. If he can get a good shot in there, he can kill a bunch of Zerglings, but he's going to probably get surrounded. Oh, he wants to get off that creep, and he fires. Still no kills for that Hellion. So much for your fire killing things.
It looks like that may be turning around here.
Did he say fire killing things or fire hot? Because it is getting pretty hot. I think he did kill one. He got one. And this is pretty fun harassment, though, to watch, as all of these Zerglings are moving as one unit. If they split up, they would actually be able to get the surround, but, you know, screw that.
No, micro doesn't matter. I've said it before, and I will say it again. Right? He's now up to 5 kills. He is a corporal. So, and then the Zergling speed is now complete, though. So we'll see them finally catching up to that Hellion. They're able to nip at its heels and take care of it. See?
Oh.
Micro doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. It's all about macro. It's all about that fabled economic victory. We're seeing mass lots here from SKirmishes, and he's just busting
4
up.
is mass.
That is mass. That's a whole bunch. And he's got 4 gateways right now, and also going up to Templar Archive. So it looks like we're going to see some HTs. Hopefully some Psy Storms will be dropped, but he'll probably die before that even happens, as Felix has these mass lings coming in right now, surrounding these Zealots. They're going to get a bunch of kills, but they're getting eaten alive.
Well, that is what the Zerg do, I suppose.
Is this going to be GG this early? I thought this was going to be an epic game.
Well, we still got a lot of time. It could just be the end of Subba-Dubba-Dubba-Dubba. You don't know anybody's name.
I don't know how to read. That's the main point here.
That's cool. Well, his warp gate and cyber core are now powered down. Zerglings are just tearing up these probes that are turning around finally, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. As he's bringing in some more Zealots, he might actually be able to fend this off.
He might be able to. I think these Zealots are probably going to go down. Next wave of Zealots is going to clear it out. Units lost tab, the Gosu tab. KOT, give us your scientific analysis.
Well, basically, Subba-Dubba-Dub is just pulling ahead on the Gosu tab. He's going for the early lead. I feel like that's a mistake in a free-for-all. The early lead isn't really worth much. You really need to build up a lot of units, a lot of expensive units, and then throw them away.
This is so true.
Your math is solid. I like that.
He's got numbers to back up this theory. And will these probes turn around and defend themselves? They are! Busting out those particle beams. They're probably going to be able to take down all these Zerglings, but going to lose his entire economy in the meantime. Income tab. His Harvesters doesn't look too strong at only 9. KOT, will he be able to come back?
He might be able to hold this off. You know, if his opponents assume that he's crippled, he might have time to rebuild, but doesn't look like the Zerg is going to let up.
Yeah, definitely not. There's other wave and wave after wave of Zergling attacking these depowered building. I don't think that's the smartest way to be spending your time. Allowing him to get up. Charge is now up, but unfortunately I just don't think there's enough Zealots. There's about 6. They are tearing up those Zerglings, but they're going down real quick with that surround, and he could just keep sending wave after wave of his own men.
He does. Looks like Doc Ock's pro strategy was getting these 10, 11-minute Banshees out. I don't know. That's pretty stinky. He does have Cloak upgraded for them, so it looks like he's going to go for the 11-minute Banshee harass. And he's just ripping up this main right now. And it doesn't look like there's any anti-air anywhere around. And now Felix is going to get taken out. This is starting to look like a good old-fashioned free-for-all.
Yeah, absolutely. And you see Felix has yelled to the other team, let them know what's up. It's no fun if you tell them, well, maybe not for you. He loses the surprise. The only one who hasn't had anything going on is DevProv, or Dprov, or whatever. He's got some Thors cooking here. Looks like he's the lucky free-for-all winner to have no one bother him and get the macro up.
Yes, it's going to work out perfectly for him. He's got missile turrets all over the freaking place in his base, and he's going to be able to defend pretty well with those Thors. I don't know. It looks like Doc Ock and DePro is Pro are looking strong right now, but KOT's scientific analysis might be coming true, as I see some Zealots, some HTs, and some Archons on the way for blue. Might be able to push this off. Maybe might be able to do something.
Yeah, it looks like basically Teal saved blue here by attacking Felix. He wasn't able to focus and bring his Zerglings in, so you always got to watch out for that player who got taken out early and ignored, because if you didn't get completely taken out, they could be massing up in the corner of the map.
Yeah, these players are just really bad. What's Felix doing with his drones over here? Is he going on the drone offensive?
I think he's just running them away. So letting everybody, he wants everyone to know what's up with Teal. He's mad at Teal for attacking him with Banshees, so he's going to try and help them. Oh, they're going to get picked off by the the Marines there. So yeah, Felix is out of this game at this point. He's just got those drones. It doesn't look like he's even got enough. He's only got about 200 minerals. It's not even enough to build another hatchery. So he is completely out of the game. Looks like he's just going to go and check and see what everyone's up to.
Yeah, it's a good idea. For all of you out there who put money on this game beforehand on FTWBet.com, KOT, how are the odds looking?
Well, the odds are looking, actually right now, pretty piss poor for Purple. Because Purple got taken out so early and really only got a chance to build Tier 1 units, he really didn't get a chance to macro up and throw away those really expensive units. So even though at the moment, you know, he's got an early lead, you see these Thors on the field, you see Teal over here building all these Archons. You got a lot of money tied up here. I think that that might be the low end of the benchmark here.
So you think Subadibador is our favorite, Blue?
Yeah, I really feel like Blue is just ready to lose it all, like right here.
He's doing such a good job of losing it as his workers are getting ripped to shreds. One Archon taking on everything as all the others are blocked behind it. They are now cloaked up, and he doesn't have any detection at all, so these Banshees are going to be able to run a train on him. These Archons need to move across the map and try to do some kind of damage. Either that or just make them run into circle and get killed. That will win you the Gosu tab.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. I had some issues with my sound there. I'm actually, we're actually back and running here. I'm actually at 15:25, a little bit behind you guys. As no detectors, and Purple Felix is still yelling out, letting everyone know what Teal is doing. He's so mad at Teal for getting with his Banshees and him not having any anti-air of his own that he's determined to make sure Teal doesn't win.
What the hell is Red doing? He's got mass Thors just sitting in the middle of the map. He hasn't done anything.
That's a nice little thing. What are those Thors doing, King of Town? Is that something you don't see in nature? Is that a natural thing for Thors?
Yeah, they're getting ready to breed. This is called a breeding ball.
A breeding ball? Tell me more. Sounds sexy.
What part goes into what other part? That's what I want to know.
Basically, once every season, they all get together to interlock their gyroscopes, and after a long courtship and an extremely long incubation period, eventually the female will lay a single egg, which the male will then sit on until it's hatched and promptly abandoned to the harsh, cruel world.
What's the raven have to do with it?
I don't know. The raven's probably there to... It's probably some kind of egg thief. It's hard to say. At this point, we only have fossil evidence to go on.
I see. Intriguing.
All of this occurs inside of the factories, like before they pop out?
No. This is what's happening here. What'll happen is they're kicked away to the cold, cruel wilderness as infants, and eventually, when they grow up, they eventually return to the factory. You know, they swim up the stream from which they were born, and eventually, a brand new, fully grown Thor evolves.
That's fascinating.
Circle of life. That's fantastic. And DePro is now moving in on this planetary fortress. Will these SCVs turn around to repair it? The fortress is getting milticized immediately, and all of these SCVs are going to get murdered. Oh, look at that kill count shooting up. Gosu tab the L button. Things might be turning around here as Doc Ock has a lot of real estate to lose.
Oh, and he's got these big battle cruisers to lose too, right into those Thors, which are just tearing them up. Battle cruisers are on top of each other, getting hit with that splash damage, forced to back up. Oh man, and there was a point defense drone there just to stop those battle cruisers from doing anything.
Doc Ock had to pull those BCs back in order to get these SCVs out front to tank. However, the SCVs are not tanking at all. Are they repairing? Yes, it looks like they are repairing.
Looks like they're trying to, but they can't quite get there.
Yeah. There's just too many Thors here. I don't know, these BCs are actually focusing and the Thors are not. And this is a pretty even battle right now.
It is pretty even. A lot of the Thors are not. He needs to move his Thors up that ramp a little bit or pull them back to force the BCs back, because a lot of Thors are, like half of his Thors aren't capable of doing anything.
Yeah, very, very good.
Now
KOT, give us coverage on that Gosu tab.
Well, basically, this was all part of the strategy I outlined earlier. He massed this entire swarm of Thors, caught him right at the height of breeding season, and tricked him into going in here one at a time. You see he is now quickly approaching being in the lead of the Gosu tab. He has just let these Thors get picked off one by one by one, just literally thrown them away like a real Gosu player.
He clearly had something planned.
He's got something planned?
That was clearly his plan. He did it very well. He's not focusing the BCs. Like I think the King of Town was right. He is now in the lead of the Gosu tab, and he's actually retreating here. He knows he has the lead. He wants to. I guess I don't know what he wants to do now. Had to go defend his own base as Sobadubadubadubba showed up. And now he's trying to get around the Thors. The Thors just wrecking up those Zealots, no problem. How can they deal with these Archons, though? One Archon down, and looks like... I'm not even sure who wins in a fight with Archons and Thors. I think it's the Thor, but in the end, I think there's just too many. Or
oh yeah, the Thors definitely win.
Yeah, Thors win. There you go.
Of course. Archons only deal bonus damage to biological. Sibidubador finally leaves the game, totally wussing out on that Gosu tab. He was actually very close to being in the lead, and he had a lot of real estate on the map, just took himself out. So it looks like you're not going to get your own JPEG of a trophy. I don't know why you would turn that down.
Yeah, that's sad there. That's a rage quit right there, I guess. I guess he thought those Archons were going to be enough to put him over the edge, and it didn't, so... It's what you call a good old-fashioned rage quit with about 7 A's.
His main actually got ripped up. If you look at his main Nexus got taken out by this Banshees, and I think that pissed him off a little bit. Felix is still in the game, though, going hardcore scouting right now with that Overlord. What are his plans for the long term?
His plans are to tell Red everything that Teal's doing so that Teal doesn't win, because he's mad that Teal beat him.
Is he PMing him right now, all the information?
I can only assume so.
Look at all these resources that Red is sitting on top of. He's got 2,500 minerals and only 180 gas. And Doc Ock, in a similar situation, sitting on just a nearly unlimited amount of resources and just not doing anything with it. This is pretty nice noobage.
Yeah, real good noobage. They finally, looks like they've mined out their main just about, both of them. Red has, Teal's doing it still. And they're both trying to get their expansions up and running to get those gas going. I don't know how long the Proest Pro has had his gas running on his natural. Probably not that long, which is why he's got such a gas shortage. I guess all those Thors weren't cheap either. You see him; he's flying over to the high yield, which I don't know if he needs because, well, he's got plenty of minerals, but he does need it for the gas. So let's see how that works out. It's kind of a lull right here. Nothing's really going on at this point. I guess they decided after that last battle they just kind of want to relax.
Why are these kids even playing this game? Why haven't they uninstalled yet?
I don't know. Why haven't you uninstalled?
Why haven't I uninstalled? Such a mediocre game, Starcraft 2. KOT, what's up with the spending tab? That's a tab we've never covered before because it's completely worthless. Is there something we can learn from this?
Not really. It doesn't give you a whole lot of information, to be honest. I guess you could look at the technology tree, which is sort of an indication of how much they've spent teching. If you see Red is way ahead with nearly 3 times as many resources as Blue, who's now out of the game. So, also about, not quite 3 times as much as Teal. I don't really know that gives either one of them a specific advantage, since neither of them seem to be fighting each other.
Yeah, you're right. Looks like Doc Ock's going for like an FTW push here with these 4 battle cruisers running headfirst into that missile turret, and they're going straight up, heads up with it as the Thors run the other direction. And let's see, will Doc Ock be able to take this expansion down? Looks like he's getting pinned in here. He's going to lose all 4 of these BCs unless he pulls back, and he's wussing out right now. He's trying to win the Gosu tab, I thought.
I guess not, as he's pulling out. He is ahead in the Gosu tab. Oh no, he's not. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong thing. I confused him for Blue, which is out of the game. Doc Ock is way behind in the Gosu tab. He needs to pump out about 20 more battle cruisers and send them to their death if he wants any chance of that JPEG of a trophy.
He has no chance at all. He doesn't have the cojones, he doesn't have the resources, and his PF is in danger. It looks like that JPEG of a trophy is all but gone for him, as SCVs look like they're going to be coming in here to tank it up on this battle. And I don't know, it's looking close, but it looks like the Proest Pro is going to retain the Gosu trophy, and I don't see these battle cruisers being worth enough.
No, they're definitely not worth enough. They're flying around. They're focusing the Marines a little bit. And as the Thors are finally focusing, there you go. You see the battle cruiser just gets melted when the Thors finally focus.
That is using those Yomoto cannons, FTW.
Yeah,
very nice.
Very just absolutely terrible. And there he leaves the game, and that's the end of that. So, not only does the Proest Pro win the game as a whole, he wins the Gosu tab too. I don't think we've ever seen that.
I don't think we have either. But winning the game is inconsequential.
That doesn't, that doesn't matter.
FTWBroadcasting at gmail.com if you'd like your JPEG of a trophy, and I'll make you a Pros trophy. I'll spend about 2 minutes on it, and the resolution should be 5 by 5. So you'll get at least 25 pixels total. And so the Gosu tab is yours. What was the word of the cast once again, Science Officer?
The word of the cast, one final time, is automaton. Work on it, guys. You're a clever bunch. You can come up with something good.
All right, thanks so much for watching this cast, ladies and gentlemen. Another stupid Trollcast. We hope that you didn't learn anything at all and that you feel a little bit worse about yourself. And if you'd like to watch our previous episode, click up in the top left-hand corner. Next episode, top right-hand corner. Center of the heart to subscribe. Danny does the sickest dance of all time. I've got a playlist link down in the bottom right. And what was the other thing? Oh, yeah, our sponsor, mensclothing.org, allowing us to put music in some of our casts, giving us a sponsorship. Very cool FTW broadcasting fan. So click that link in the video description below. Every time you click that, we do get $100. So click that 5 times $500 right there. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you in our next cast.